Good morning, everyone. So glad you're with us here at 6 a.m. on this Tuesday. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Nada Irampour. Yeah, thank you for joining us. It's pink outside again today.
Okay, let's bring the pink.
Bring on the pink if you want to start your day off this way. Really gorgeous as we wait for that sun to come on up. This is the view from the Hotel Del. Of course, still dark out there. We have about 45 minutes to go before that sun officially rises. But this view from Mount Soledad, love it. It's looking towards Mexico. Those hills in the background there, that would be TJ. And it just shows that we do have some partly cloudy conditions. What we'll see today, your weather headlines, Santa Ana winds. Yes, unfortunately, those are coming. So we are going to see those pick up tonight. Tomorrow morning, waking up to windy, dry conditions. Today's going to be a warm one, but tomorrow, 20 degrees above average. Full details in your forecast.
This morning, the mayor of Imperial Beach is pushing for a federal emergency declaration over the South Bay sewage crisis.
This comes amid new efforts to help with the bad smell. CBS 8's Chris Grow live in IB now with what is happening there. Any improvements? I'm sure people are hoping for that, Chris.
Yeah, hoping for improvements when dealing with the smell. And that's what those boulders will hopefully take care of. But it still doesn't fix the larger issue, which, of course, are the millions of gallons of sewage that flow from the Tijuana River into the ocean, Imperial Beach, as well as residents of South San Diego, San Ysidro, dealing with the impact of that Coronado, as well to beaches closed, economic health, as well as a host of other impacts. And so Mayor Paloma Aguirre of Imperial Beach making, again, what is likely the last time to be able to push here to get the Biden administration to go ahead and declare this emergency declaration to help address the ongoing pollution crisis, to help unlock funds, federal funding to go ahead and try to fix some of this. Now, what we know is that she has also seen letters sent both in September and October from the Coastal Commission that unanimously voted to go ahead to support this letter to, again, push and also detail the reasoning for the emergency declaration. We do know that Mayor Aguirre sits on that Coastal Commission as a San Diego representative, but again, getting unanimous support there for this decision. Now, a little bit more about, of course, those boulders that are being put in. This is the city of San Diego that is doing this because this is in an area in South San Diego over on Saturn Boulevard. It's known as a hotspot because of the gas readings that have come out. That gas, hydrogen sulfide, as we know, when it becomes airborne after it's been in the water, that contaminated water, of course, presents that smell, something that we've been covering because it's a very pungent smell, one that you can get both here in IB as well as even, again, in some parts of San Diego as well as San Ysidro. We spoke with residents about this, and they say they're not exactly of the thought that this is going to be a big fix, but they're hopeful, again, it does do something.
Work close by to the estuary, and I know there's a lot of buildup that gets trapped over there, and just with the heat, gases just come out.
But the smell, it's not nothing about the smell. Yeah, it's nothing, yeah. But I hope it will keep some of the trash coming over here on our side, you know, like the bottles and whatever, plastic bottles. But we'll see what happens with that.
That's sort of been the phrase we've been hearing a lot here in the southern part of our county. We'll see what happens. Again, a lot of pushes for emergency declarations. This is the very latest one now here being spearheaded by Mayor Paloma Aguirre. Eric and Netta.
Okay, we'll see what happens as she heads to D.C. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. This morning, there's a big push to clean up the Tijuana River, Wild Coast. They've been trying to do this, and today they'll be removing trash from the river canal. Many people will be headed out right there to pick up all of that junk. Look at what's in there. The nonprofit says tons of plastic waste and a whole lot of other things go through that river channel and right into the Pacific Ocean. In a separate project today, federal and state leaders will celebrate a new floating trash boom pilot project. The goal with this is to stop transboundary trash flows coming from Mexico. This morning, an investigation is now underway into why a helicopter crashed near the border. We confirm the helicopter was part of the Air and Marine Operations Division of Customs and Border Protection. It went down yesterday morning near Potrero. The pilot, who CBP says was on a border security mission at the time, was the only occupant on board and died at the scene.
This morning, we now know the name of the man who was mauled to death by his 3 dogs last week in Mira Mesa. The medical examiner has identified him as 26-year-old Pedro Ortega. Ortega was walking the unleashed XL bully dogs with his 4-year-old son Friday afternoon at Mesa Viking Park when they attacked him. A bystander was hurt trying to stop it. Ortega died at a hospital. His son was not hurt. Humane Society law enforcement says they still don't know what happened. All 3 dogs were captured by Humane Society police and have been euthanized. A new lawsuit against San Diego State claims the university wrongfully terminated an employee over her religion. The woman says her former co-workers accused her of practicing witchcraft after she brought dead baby chickens on campus. This morning, the university is responding. CBS 8's Alex Lai has both sides of the story.
SDSU says Claudia Hernandez was fired for leaving dead animals on campus. She says it was part of a religious practice and is now suing for wrongful termination.
What we're hoping to do is shed light on respecting religion.
Hernandez worked as a custodian for SDSU for 4 years before she was fired last December. We spoke with her attorney, Kirsten Yamamoto.
I don't think it's so much the religious practices, it's more so the employer's obligation to respect and protect rights of employees who have sincerely held beliefs.
Santeria is an Afro-Cuban religion rooted in the practices of Yoruba people with some elements of Catholicism. The lawsuit says Hernandez's coworkers started accusing her of practicing witchcraft around January of last year. She was told a petition was made to remove her as lead custodian. Complaints filed by coworkers were said to have indicated her religious practices were intimidating and that she was getting favoritism from her supervisor because they had a romantic relationship, which Hernandez says is not true. The complaints launched an investigation into Hernandez and her supervisor. The documents say due to stress at work, she performed a Santeria religious ritual used to promote good fortune. To perform the ritual, she was required to carry dead baby chickens and leave them at the job site. She brought the chickens to campus in a paper bag and left them to be collected with the trash. The chickens were found on campus, sparking another investigation. It led to her termination from the university.
The termination was because of her bringing the baby chickens to work, and that is a religious practice that is sincerely held to her.
Hernandez is suing SDSU, Board of Trustees of the California State Universities, and multiple former coworkers. SDSU sent us this statement, quote, "We foster a welcoming, inclusive environment for all faculty, students, and staff, and respect individual religions. Regardless of religion, no one is permitted to dispose of dead animals on campus property." Alex Lai, CBS 8.
Right now, the San Diego Police Department is warning about fraudulent parking tickets. The fake tickets ask the owner of the vehicle to donate to several different organizations. This is what they look like on your screen right here. On a post on X, the department says it will never ask for a monetary donation in lieu of a parking citation. Taking a peek outside here on this Tuesday, another nice start to the morning out there. Seeing some of those beautiful colors show up here in San Diego.
Yeah, we get this view of Mount Soledad, the camera at least from the studio here. And it's so fun to see the colors that have been shining through each morning. So ahead of sunrise, usually that's when the light tends to spread through the clouds. And this morning we are waking up to a few clouds around San Diego, it looks like mostly, but some of you have partly cloudy conditions as you start off the day. It's also pretty chilly out there, but let's show you that Mount Soledad view. This is what we're talking about. A sunrise time is at 6:45, sunset 4:45, and it's been really nice each morning. I mean, this time of year is always when we get the most beautiful, I think, sunrises and sunsets. With the clouds coming in, it helps spread the pinks, the oranges. Yesterday, we had pinks and purples, so all kinds of beautiful stuff out there. Current temperatures, though, if you do want to step outside and take a look for yourself, it's cool. Grab a jacket. 37 in Ramona, 40 El Cajon, 51 La Mesa, 47 downtown, 48 Chula Vista. A couple degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. And what you'll notice later this afternoon, the winds. It will feel dry out there. You might actually start to notice that in the next few hours. For now, we have onshore winds you see coming in from the ocean. It's going to switch. So let me set this into motion and you'll see by as early as 3, 4 o'clock, the wind direction literally changes to northeast. So coming in from the deserts, drying us out. Where you see the purple, those are gusts that are as high as 50 miles an hour. So mainly 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. There's no advisories issued by the Weather Service due to this wind event. It's not going to be a super strong Santa Ana wind event, but it is Santa Ana winds after all. And those, as we know, increase our fire potential. So wanted to point that out. Things are going to get dry later tonight and through the morning tomorrow. Here's a check of traffic as you're headed out this morning. Glad to see most of our major freeways, no backup quite yet. There is this crash south 905 westbound at La Media Road. So a heads up there, does not seem to be slowing anyone down. And then let's take you way up north. This right here, the lane is blocked with a crash on S16 Pala Mission Road southbound right before Apapas Road. It doesn't seem to impact many people there either. And here's a look at your border wait times. This, of course, tends to impact a lot of people. In San Ysidro, it'll take you 105 minutes to get through the port of entry. Otay Mesa will take 70 minutes. Eric.